I thought I'd throw up this little web page, and that would be, they'd be gone in 3 weeks because they would see that we didn't want them, and that'd be it. But it didn't work out that way. And we've all learned from it. We've all become what Ron Kay, or was it Joseph Maunder? Somebody called us the most organized and effective community in Los Angeles. And we're now a model for the rest of the city. So we've already been asked to come speak to a group in Thousand Oaks, and some other people are interested. So we'll see what happens. But what I wanted to tell you was that Wendy Gruhl called both of us today separately, and Tommy. And on her behalf, she's asking us to...
Wendy asked me to make a toast. She would be here to make the toast if she could. But she asked me to please have everybody make a toast to our continued success. Wonderful. This bill?
Have they ordered?
I had a large like that. So anyways, we're gonna celebrate. We're gonna plan a big community party because we're getting flooded with emails from people saying, "Let's have a big party." So we need to have one. And then as soon as that party's over, we've got to shift our focus to bringing in the right development.
Right.
And that has got to be priority one. And it sounds like Wendy's going to help us. So, the Home Depot Corporation, who we've been fighting for years, now we have to work with. And we have to work with them to make sure that this development, this lease goes to the right development.
Can you work with Jeff Nichols?
What?
Can you work with Jeff Nichols?
I cannot work with Jeff Nichols. That is why we're hoping Wendy or someone else in the community will do that.
But let me interrupt. I did speak to Francisco Uribe last night. We had a very nice conversation. So I think I can work with him.
Yeah. So do you guys know do you want to hear the brief rundown on what happened last night?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the STA will be taking a big role in this. But here's what happened last night. 6 o'clock, I go to the Home Depot website, and they've taken it down. I'm like, what's happened here? Where's it gone? So I go and look at their server, and it says they recently canceled it. And I'm like, what? So then I called their host, and they said, yeah. And I told them I was very upset. This was one of my favorite websites. Where has this website gone? And they didn't tell us anything. And he said, well, I don't know. They just called today at 11:30 and said the website was no longer needed. So I'm like, what's going on? Maybe they're just going to go with the lawsuit. So then I went poking around at Superior Court's website, and I found a document that they submitted on New Year's Eve asking for dismissal of the lawsuit. And I'm like, wait a minute. So what does this mean? They're taking down their website and they're dismissing the lawsuit? If they were just dismissing the lawsuit, then that would make me think they were going to go through the environmental. But why would they take down their website? They're going to go through the environmental because they want to let people know. So suddenly we know something's up. And so about 10:30, Abby on a whim says, I'm going to call Francisco Uribe and leave him a message. Maybe he'll call me back tomorrow. Well, she calls him and he answers the phone at 10:30 at night.
Wow.
And he was just returning from Atlanta.
Well, I don't know that for sure.
Well,
he said he was just coming home.
I like my story better. He's just returning from Atlanta, where I think this has all gone down. And he tells Abby, yes, they're pulling out. And how did we know all this already? How did we know? You don't know by now? I mean, come on, we know everything. So, anyways, and then this morning, I think Home Depot wasn't going to announce all this stuff this morning, but because we had it up on the website, they had to issue a press release, and Jeff Nichols sent out an even a bigger press release, and it has been all over the web, all over the internet. day, and our websites had the most hits in a single day. When I left the house, it was 2,500 hits. Wow. One day. Yeah. So, and we're getting them once again from everywhere, from around the planet. So, yeah, it's all everything. So when you go home, I was on KPCC today. We did interviews all day today. I was on, and there's a story in the Daily News coming out tomorrow. I was on KPCC today with Pat Morrison, and I've got the podcast on the website if you want to hear it.
And he did great.
Oh,
I heard it live. Yeah, and I'm not even being biased here. I got calls from other people who don't even know Joe, and who told me Joe Barrett did great on the web.
I was actually about to fall asleep, and you'll hear it in my voice. You wonder why I was totally nervous, but I was so tired that I just talked like this. It's okay.
It's okay, they're going away.
They're going away. That's a good thing, you know. So, anyways, everyone, thank you. Oh yeah, Doc got hung up on. Was that this morning?
Yeah.
And what did you say to her that made her hang up?
I sent like about four different emails, and then I started calling her BlackBerry, and then I started calling all the phone numbers, cell phones, and everything. And then I think by accident she picked up the phone, and I said, "Hi, I've been trying to get in touch with you." She said, "Who's this?" And I said, "Doc from the paper." So then she says, "Hi, what can I do for you?" And I said, "Well, I got 3 specific questions." And I went into it, and I was like, "Okay, now that you guys are going out of there, what are you going to do with the property?" Nothing. And I said, then I asked 2 other questions, I can't remember what they were, and I said, "Now, what are you going to do about the property?" Click.
Anyways, and while Doc's here, Nina's here, I want to thank both of them for their papers and all the comments they've given us. And I especially got to thank Doc for some of his extracurricular activities. If you know what I'm talking about, but I won't say anymore. I won't say anymore. And ladies and gentlemen, Mike Higbee, Mr. Mayor. Yeah. The Mayor Sandblog. I mean, this is what timing. The Mayor Sandblog has helped us a lot, and actually. His blog is what got us all the way to the New York Times, because his blog's read by a lot of industry, city insiders, and newsmakers and journalists and stuff. So actually getting our story posted on his blog generated a lot of the media interest that we got. So we owe him a big thanks. He lives in North Hollywood. Glad you could make it.
And I predicted this, but I said it would be by the end of the year.
That's right. Yeah.
And you guys don't screw around.
Yeah. No. We were missing it. Yeah.
Well, the economy just tanked a lot earlier than they thought.
Yeah, this is the one silver lining of a bad economy.
There's one thing I want to mention too, was all the outreach we did to the other neighborhood councils, Granada Hills, Pacoima, Mission Hills, Selmar, all of those people showed up for our hearings and supported us and wrote letters. And I'm hoping that when we have our next celebration, that we include these people too.
Well, we want them to come to our party.
This was just impromptu. We're going to have another party. This is number 1. We're going to
Yeah.
have a good one.
This was somebody's last minute idea, and look what happened.
Practice party.
TV
Yeah.
coverage.
We're just warming up. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we did some TV, some telephone interviews with the press. There was a story on NBC and ABC that I know of. I don't know anything about CBS. But yeah, this evening at 5:30, I spoke to ABC.
I heard it's about 5:15 on Channel 7.
Oh yeah, I spoke to Channel 7 this morning and Channel 4 this afternoon. So they just did it on the cheap. They didn't come up with cameras and they didn't get any new footage. They just rolled old footage.
But you know, the thing that's so sad is, this is our community. We should have a right